The O'Reilly Factor is on tonight.
Over 30 years ago, I learned of Nelson Mandela, and it stirred something in me.
The whole world talking about the sign language guy who was a fraud and possibly dangerous.
Sometimes I will react violent on that place.
How could that possibly happen? He was within striking distance of the president. We'll analyze it tonight.
At SSM Cardinal Glennon Children's Medical Center, we celebrate the birth of Jesus and the season of giving.
Why did ESPN reject a Christmas commercial seeking funds for a religious hospital? Is that good business? We'll have a follow-up report. Also tonight, the Factor's now world-famous Mad as Hell segment.
I'm smart and I want respect!
Caution. You are about to enter the no spin zone. The Factor begins right now. Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Freedom of speech around Christmas time. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. As we reported last night, the ESPN network refused to run an ad by the Cardinal Glennon Children's Medical Center in St. Louis. ESPN would not provide a spokesman and will not define exactly why they rejected this advertisement.
Each Christmas, thousands in our community send messages of hope to sick and injured children who may not be able to come home for the holidays. At SSM Cardinal Glennon Children's Medical Center, we celebrate the birth of Jesus and the season of giving, bringing hope to the many children, parents, and families that we serve. Our patients are filled with hope as they receive a message each day from the treasure chest beneath our tree of hope.
They made me smile.
Help us reveal God's healing presence this Christmas. Send your message of hope at glennon.org.
Now, ESPN has a legal right to reject the ad. It's their candy store. They can pretty much do what they want. But it is a foolish decision, as millions of their viewers think the way that I do. What's the beef? The birth of Jesus offends you? Have you not heard of the federal holiday? It doesn't make business sense either, as 80% of this country is Christian. So who are you pandering to, ESPN? The result of the controversy is that the Children's Medical Center in St. Louis folded. Not only would they not come on the Factor to talk about the story, but they've now submitted another commercial without any religious reference. So ESPN gets their money. But why on earth would the Cardinal Glennon Hospital cave? Don't you people realize you've been insulted? Your faith has been demeaned? Do you not get that? Apparently they don't. Gutless says it all. There are plenty of other networks that would accept the original ad because there's nothing wrong with it. It violates nothing. It only offends maniacs. If an ad for a Catholic children's hospital offends you because it mentions the birth of Jesus around Christmas time and, quote, God's healing presence, then you are a loon. Write it down. You are a loon. ESPN is simply dumb. I cannot understand why they made the decision. It's insulting to Christians, it's bad business, and it's just plain stupid. Especially when you consider that the family-friendly Walt Disney Company owns ESPN. And that's the memo. Now for the top story tonight, reaction. Joining us from Miami, advertising executive Burrs Turkel. And here in the New York studio, Peter Shankman, a marketing consultant. So you're siding with ESPN, I understand.
ESPN has the right to do it. It is their station, as you said.
And I just pointed that out, correct?
But they're not pandering. 80% of the country might be Christian. That's very true. But ESPN doesn't serve Christians. ESPN serves sports fans. And ESPN produces sports shows. And they have the right to air commercials, which they do, and people expect to see commercials. People don't expect to see religion. It's two different things. And ESPN has a set of standards and practices. They chose to put those into place. And
they did not define standard and practices to us.
They have standards and practices for every commercial that goes on.
Then why wouldn't they tell us what those are so we can see if this ad comes under those standard and practices?
They don't have to. I'm not saying starting around. They don't have to share it just like Fox does.
You're a marketing guy, all right? This is stupid marketing, is it not?
It's a bigger. Here's the thing. We're going to make it a couple of days story right here.
Yes.
And it'll be forgotten about. Had it been shown?
No, it won't be forgotten about.
It'll be forgotten about.
No, it won't.
Had it been shown?
It's already on Drudge.
It's going to be forgotten about. The people who watch ESPN don't care. They're sports fans.
Most of the people who watch ESPN, I will agree, are not going to not watch ESPN if there's a game they want to see.
But it would have offended, not necessarily offended
them. Isn't there anything to say about goodwill toward an operation? This is stupid. It makes makes no sense.
They're letting the ad run. They just want to change to their
No, they're not letting the ad run. They said they wouldn't take the ad. Mr. Turkel, what do you say?
I say that Peter's right. They care about eyeballs. They care about their customers.
And this is going to help them draw more.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute,
They care about the people who wouldn't like it.
This lunacy is going to help ESPN draw more eyeballs in? Is that what you're telling me?
No, what it's going to do, it's going to keep people who would object from tuning out. I mean, maybe what they're afraid of is if you like a religious commercial, you go to church and you won't watch a ball game on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. That's what they're
They are
care
selling
about.
Eyeballs. They care about
All right.
revenue.
Well, if they're selling eyeballs, this is alienating 80% of the eyeballs.
But it's not.
But it will.
No, I don't agree with that.
People, no, you're both wrong, because they may not watch. I'm not going to say that they'll boycott, but there'll be ill will by people who are Christian, because there's no reason on earth, and they won't provide their standard and practices, which says they don't have a boycott about this ad. Some idiot made the decision, and now they're too proud to back down.
You know, Bill, there could be another point. The point could be about the charitable request. It's very possible
No,
that
they took the ad.
they have a
They took Jesus and
for
God's
charitable
presence.
requests.
No, you're wrong again, Mr. Turkel. Let's 2 for 2. They took Jesus's out, and they took God's
you don't
healing
know that.
presence
They
out,
didn't
and they
say
ran
why.
the ad.
They
ran
didn't
the
say
ad.
why. Maybe it's because they don't know where the charitable
It's not.
monies
Wait
are
a minute.
going.
Wait a minute,
Maybe
Mr.
they
Turkel.
haven't seen 501c3 papers.
Maybe doesn't exist on this program. We asked them for a spokesperson. They said no. Why? They're afraid. We asked them for their standards and practices, as Peter rightly pointed out. Let's see what your regulations are, okay? They won't provide. They're afraid. They know they're wrong. Now, Disney. Disney is the parent company. Disney's all over Christmas, all right? Okay, so hypocrisy here?
No, it's a different market. It's a different market segment.
Different
So
audience.
wait,
Disney's different
Mr.
audience
Turkel, it's
entirely.
Peter's turn. So you're telling me that the sports market doesn't want to hear the word Jesus?
They don't want to hear it, but it's not appropriate. It's not.
What do you mean it's not appropriate? It's a
tuning in for
spot.
that. They're not tuning in to hear the word
It's a
Jesus.
commercial. It's not part of their
It's the same
games.
reason that they don't show commercials primarily
so-
for women's products. They're not going to tune in for that either.
Wait, hold it. There's no ban on women's
there's
products.
There's not a ban, but would a smart advertiser advertise on ESPN selling things that wouldn't necessarily appeal to the
Hold it.
market?
This is a charitable solicitation for a hospital that hurts children, and ESPN says we're not going to help
ESPN
those
says
children.
they'll run the ad if they
because
change 2 words
Right.
in it.
And there's no reason to change them because they're in context. One is in context of Christmas. The other is it's a Catholic hospital. So they're imposing their
But as
insanity
you said, that's their
on
choice.
this thing.
Yeah, the hospital, and I'm not denying it's an advertisement to help children, but the hospital could have gone to any other
That's
station
right.
and said, maybe you'll
The
live.
hospital, they're cowards. All right? They're cowards. I'm not sticking up for them.
My real question is, why would the hospital choose ESPN in the first place? That
Who
just doesn't
knows?
seem like a good fit
Because
to begin
maybe
with.
they think that guys watching sports are generous. All right?
Because guys in stadiums say Jesus and God a lot when they're watching games.
Well, now they have
thought
it in the
they were
same
religious.
context. Well, Mr. Turkel, now you were 0 for 2, but now you've just brought up a brilliant point. The next time a football player goes, "Thank you, Jesus, because we won," they got to blip it out. They got to blip it out. They got to go on delay and blip Jesus out, Mr. Turkel. Yes.
I'd wait to see that happen. I wouldn't count on that, Bill. I don't think that's going to happen.
No. If they want to be, if they have standards, can't have Jesus. They say Jesus.
Commercial
flip
standards
it.
versus player standards, I guess.
All right. You guys are both wrong. Merry Christmas. Next on the
Christmas to
rundown,
you.
Pope Francis is selected as Man of the Year by Time Magazine. What do the atheists think about it? We'll find out. Then later, how did this guy get so close to President Obama? The sign language person is a fraud. Gutfeld McGurk will analyze, and the factor will be right back.